must be the greatest. I told the world, I thought the God ever made. The best ever.
Welcome to the DL Boxing Podcast. I am your host, Coach D, along with co-host Bad Chaz and neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, where we talk about the sport you and I love, boxing. All right, guys, welcome to episode 23. How you guys feeling, man?
Oh, excellent, man.
Good. How are you, Coach?
Oh, doing great, man.
Nice.
Feeling good, man. We have another special guest
Yes,
today,
we
man.
do.
Right on.
Let me introduce him. Fighting out of the Zoom corner, hailing from El Paso, Texas, he is the matchmaker. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Tapia.
What's up, Robert?
Thank you guys. Thank you for
Hey,
having
welcome
me.
on, man.
It's a pleasure to do your podcast.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time out to be on the DL Boxing Podcast, Robert. How you doing this evening?
Oh man, I'm doing great, man. Just had a long day of matching fights. We got some fights coming up here in San Antonio, and that's where I reside now. And and then just I was looking forward all day to come on this DL Boxing Podcast.
Excellent, man. Well, we're happy you're here joining us, man.
Absolutely.
Let's start out and tell our viewers how did Robert Tapia get involved in the sport of boxing?
Robert Tapia has a long line of boxing pedigree, and I'm staying away from the New Mexico Tapia name because I'm trying to make a name for myself out here in Texas under my own Tapia name, So, I do have connections with that last name, but it's all about Robert Tapia now, So I've got a long line of boxing pedigree, and not only that, I train fighters. I matchmake in the sport. I've got 15 years experience serving under the Texas Boxing Commission. And now I matchmake, and I recently took on a new assignment as executive vice president of a new combat league called Team Combat League.
Nice.
Wow, nice. And we'll touch on that subject a bit later, Robert. That sounds excellent. Let's go back to your matchmaking job per se. What makes a great matchmaker? What can you tell us about that? Knowing your sport, knowing your fighters, getting up and close and personal with fighters, and just we all know that styles make fights, and I'm known as one of the most aggressive matchmakers out there. So any fight that you come to that I have matched, it's not going to be an uneven fight. It's going to be there's going to be a chance where the B-side guy is going to win. And that's what I tell everybody that fights on any card that I'm matchmaking. I tell them, listen, if you're going to come fight on this card, you're going to come to fight because I want to give the people the money that they paid to come see these fights. So you're going to earn your money. You're a fighter for a reason, so you're going to fight tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And so I assume these fighters trust you greatly, right, Robert?
Absolutely. They absolutely, there's no fighters in this business that would put their lives on their line just for anybody, So they absolutely, that's why I say you got to get up and close and personal with these fighters because when the bottom, when I was on the commission and I take it into this new era of me being a matchmaker is I always looked at it as when I go into these fights, I've got the responsibility of making sure that these fighters get home to their families, and that's my biggest concern when we walk into these fights is because, we are in combative sports and anything can happen, and you just want to make sure and try to assure the family that you're doing your best to make sure that these fighters are safe in there. So that's why I match so aggressively, but I match so evenly because I don't like lopsided fights where somebody's going to get punished.
Nice.
Yeah, 100%. And we thoroughly enjoy those evenly matched fights. That's what make boxing, continue to be the best sport in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know you alluded to it a little bit earlier, Robert, but the fans want to know, what is the relation to the Albuquerque native, the late, great Johnny Tapia?
Yeah, he was my cousin. He's my cousin, Mr. Johnny Tapia. Yeah. Me and his widow now are in a little scuffle, so that's why I kind of try to stay away from that area. But my love for Johnny is still there. He was the people's champion. I try to carry out the same heart that he had for the sport.
I just try to stay away from answering any questions that have to do with him now, you know.
Okay. That's understood. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, man. Well, it's time for you to tell us about this unprecedented new boxing league that goes by the name of Team Combat League. What could you tell us about that, Robert?
Wow. I mean, you guys are in for a treat, you know, for the boxing fan that has suffered from these boring fights, these 12-round boring fights. You're in for a treat because you're getting one round of solid action-packed boxing. So we're going to a one-round concept. So what we in Team Combat League have formulated is we're going to reinvent the wheel of boxing. One is going to be fighter friendly, and by what I mean fighter friendly, there's 6 weight divisions in this combat league. There's the women's is going to be the women's have a leeway of a couple pounds because we all know sometimes women's go through their monthly thing, you know, so they get bloated and stuff like that. So that's the only division that has a leeway from 126 to 132. Okay. And then you have the men's division at 135. You got 147, 160, and then 175 and 200 plus. Okay. Well, so what this concept is, there's three people in each tier. Okay. So you're going to get your number 1 guy, your number 2 guy, your number 3 guy at 135. Okay. And then there's 8 teams right now that whatever. This is a franchise league, so just think of it as like football,
right?
Okay, you got your hometown team, you know. So now we have 8 teams right now. We got Team San Antonio, we got Team Dallas, we've got Team Atlanta, Team Washington, Team Philadelphia, Team Las Vegas, Team LA, and who am I missing? I'm missing one team.
Florida?
New York, Team New York.
New York.
Team New York. So, you know, and we've got, you know, real boxing people are starting to come into our commentators. Going to be Paulie Malignaggi and Dan Goodson.
Wow.
We're gonna have Ricky Funes is Team LA, coach for Team LA. Dewey Cooper is for Team Las Vegas. We've got Hunter for Washington.
Nice.
And actually the second coach is Mark Tusharp Johnson.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we got some real people out there, you know. Yeah. We're bringing on Stitch Duran as the cut man, and we're bringing on Aaron Navarro. I don't know if you guys know Aaron Navarro from Houston. He's with Regis Prograde. He's the second guy in the corner with Regis Prograde. We're bringing him on as well.
Nice.
We're bringing on some big names, and it's making some noise. So what this concept is it's a team boxing concept, but you're still one-on-one inside the ring. So it's a one-round concept. So you have your 130, let's just say San Antonio and LA. San Antonio is the home team. Okay, so they introduced both teams. Everybody's ready to fight. Everybody's gloved up and ready to fight once that bell rings. Okay, so first round, the home team calls, I want to put in my 135-pounder. So the other team has 40 seconds to choose what 135-pounder they want to put in against that 135-pounder for one round. It's scored on the 10-point must system. It's still scored on 10-point must. So you get one round of action-packed fighting. Boom, 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 boom. The round ends. If there's no knockout, it goes to decision. Okay, this is the interesting concept behind that, though. Okay, so we go by the 10-point must system, but we score the rounds as they are, as the judges see them. Okay, so if you win the round unanimously, 3 points go to your team. If you win the round split decision, 2 points go to one team, 1 point goes to the other team.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how the point systems work. If you score a knockout, it's 6 points for your team right off the bat.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? It's going to be fun. And then, so let's just say the round ends. We don't even announce winners after the round. The team's got 30 seconds to put in their next fighter, and the other team's got 30 seconds to choose who they want to fight that guy. And it's just going to go on like that. There's 24 rounds. It goes 12 rounds, and then a halftime, then 12 rounds.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
so at the end of the season, we're going to have a Super Brawl, like a Super Bowl. So you're going to have the best two teams are going to fight each other, and then you're going to find out in America who has the best team in America.
Nice.
I'm already excited. We're starting out with 8 teams, you know, and I have a tough job right now because I'm under the regulatory side. So what my job is right now as executive vice president, I handle all government affairs. So what I'm going to do right now is pitching to each commission our rules.
Right.
And you know, if you think that's not hard, it's you know, it's a bitch. But you know what? I found that a lot of people, since I've been in the regulatory side, that they're understanding the way, you know, because first of all, with Team Combat League, safety is the main concern. You know, safety of the fighters is the main concern. So that's why we've eliminated the number of rounds. So you're, you know, eliminating the number of blows somebody's taking and stuff like that. We're going same-day weigh-ins because it's a walking around weigh. If you're not walking around at 147, if you're not walking around at 160, if you're not walking around 175, you know, you get, if you miss weight 2 times, you're off the team.
Okay.
So, cool. You know, we're not, so it's going to be a same-day weigh-in, you know? So people are walking, so you're not having the trouble of people rehydrating, you know, and not knowing how to rehydrate, forming aneurysms in the head because they don't know how to rehydrate. They lose all the water in their head. You know, safety is our main concern. Safety, number 1. Number 2, we're all about the fighter. So remember I told you there's 3 guys for each tier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so your number 1 guy is going to get $100,000 for a 12-week season.
Wow.
12-week season. So they're getting paid bi-weekly. Every for 12 weeks, they're getting paid bi-weekly. Your number 1 guy is $100,000. Your number 2 guy is $50,000. And your bench guy, your guy that's on the bench, and you're just going to use him if your number 1 or number 2 guy gets hurt, he's making $20K just for sitting on the bench.
Oh, man, nice.
You're not paying no coaches because the coaches are getting paid by the league. Each team has a $200,000 budget for coaching. So the coaches, you know, are supposed to have 3 coaches. So, you know, they divide that up within the 3. So then, 1, the fighter's getting paid. 2, they don't got to worry about paying coaches. And 3, we're giving them healthcare for a whole year.
Wow.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's something, if I didn't believe in, I wouldn't get involved in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all about, I've been since day 1, all about the fighter. You know, I love to help up small time promoters that are trying to come up. When Team Combat League, I was actually throwing a show in New Mexico. I throw a lot of shows out there in New Mexico in the Inn of the Mountain Gods, the Mescalero tribe. Really, really good people out there. They've helped me out a lot, and I've helped them out a lot to grow a program in boxing over there because we all know, you know, the youth nowadays, they're, you know, we're losing the youth, and I want to make sure when I'm old that somebody's going to take care of me. So I got to reach out to these youth and make sure they're doing good, you know. But yeah, you know, we're blessed to have them around, and to our main concern is just to make sure that fights get, you know, fights are even, you know what I mean, and fights are fighters are paid, and you know, I love promoters and I love to help them out, but you know, the fighters are the ones that show up for the show. You know, they don't show up, then we can't do our part. I don't have a job. You guys don't have a job. You know, anybody involved in the body, it's a big circle. You know, a circle. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Awesome,
Nice,
Robert. Well, we greatly appreciate that description of the Team Combat League. You thoroughly explained that very well. We are very excited, actually.
Yes, we are.
When do you guys start the league? Is there a date when the league starts?
Like I said, anybody that has gotten bored with boxing now, you know, watching 12 boring rounds, you know, you're going to be watching every round is going to be full of excitement because, you know, and it's going to be, you know, a test of coaches, you know, to see, you know, which coach can strategize and see which, you know what I mean? It's not going to really be a lot about the fighters. It's going to be about the coaches to see who they know, who fights which way and stuff like that. So it's like football. It's strategic, you know?
Right. It's more like matchmaking,
and
like you said.
I think people are going to get excited about it, and I think people are going to latch onto it. And I think once people latch onto it, the commissions are going to be more willing to allow this to go on in each state. Right now, I'm working with Georgia, Texas, and California. So they've been real open about it. So yeah, hopefully we get out there. I know you guys are in California, right?
Yeah, that's
right. Yep.
What part of California you guys at?
We're actually in Porterville, California, in between Fresno and Bakersfield.
Oh, okay.
Central Valley.
Bulldogs, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, that's good, man.
Cool, Robert.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pass it over to Bad Chaz for some questions.
What's
All
up,
right,
man,
Robert.
Chaz?
Hey, what's up, Robert? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man.
You know those oranges that you get over there at the grocery store? They come from our backyard, man. How do you like them oranges, bro?
Heck yeah, I love oranges, man.
Hey, man, I'm loving everything that I hear about what you got going on with this new league that's coming into boxing and stuff. I had a couple questions. Is this consisting of professionals, amateurs, or both? Can you explain?
Yeah. So a lot of people were misled at the beginning. We do allow amateurs to come on, but you will have to turn professional. So these are all professional fighters that are going to be fighting in this league. Yeah, because of course we're paying the fighters, and we all know if you're amateur you can't get paid. So we'd be breaking the law there if we'd be paying amateurs. So yeah, if you're an amateur, you're more welcome because there's tryouts.
Okay.
We already had all the tryouts. You had to try out for the team, but once you made the team, then you had to give up your amateur status and you have to go pro.
You mentioned the tryouts, and actually we were down in Hollywood at the Ten Goose Gym, and they were doing tryouts there. We got to actually kind of watch the fighters. You know what I mean? Kind of broadcast themselves and stuff, and do like a little skit. To kind of build their resume to probably apply for your guys' division and stuff. So
no, what's beautiful about this whole concept is, a fighter doesn't have to wait 20 fights to get recognized. You know what I mean? A fighter can fight a veteran of 20 fights, and he's only got one. And the good thing about this, it's not going to go on your box rec. We're going to form a different, just like on box rec, they've got the different side for BKB, and they got Muay Thai, and they got everything separated. Yeah. We're making our own little slot in the box rec, so these fights go into that slot, not their boxing record.
Okay. Hey, Robert, I had another question, and then I'll turn it over to my my partner here. As far as the criteria for like a professional wanting to come into your league or an amateur, do you guys look at them and is there a certain criteria? Do they need X amount of fights to kind of apply or be part of the organization, or what is it that you guys are looking for?
Well, right now what we're doing, we're really trusting our coaching staff. That's why the tryouts were held. And, I'm sure you can tell if somebody's just coming off the street and trying to throw blows, or somebody's got an amateur pedigree, and we're not trying to find no one that doesn't know how to fight to get them in there and get them beat up. No, we're not. Okay. Because one, these coaches, they're very competitive coaches, and they're very competitive coaches in the professional field. So, I'm sure they don't want to lose.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure they don't want to lose,
Yeah. All right. I'm going to turn it over to Neighborhood Hero now.
Hey, what's up, Robert? Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it, man. You know what?
I've been in the podcast, and I want to know what makes you the neighborhood hero.
You know what? Growing up as a kid, I used to play football. I used to play all the sports, and I come from a little town. And, all the parents, they would see you like at the liquor store, or they would see you, wandering around the neighborhood. And they used to call all of us hometown heroes because they used to go Friday nights, watch us play. But I told him, hey, that's my nickname. But then he kind of messed it up and called me the neighborhood hero. And I go, you know what? I like that better. Yeah. Call me that.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to DL Boxing Podcast. I am your host, Coach D. And my co-host here is Bad Chaz.
What's up, everyone?
Hometown hero, Mr. Ryan Rios. Well, that ends our podcast. I want to thank Bad Chaz, neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. I am your host, Coach D.
Yeah. So that's how I got the name.
I like it, man. I like it.
Thanks, Robert. One thing I was curious to know, like with your league, how do we tune in? Like, how do we go about? Can we go live and watch it, or do we have to watch it on TV?
Right now, we still haven't, started our season. We plan to start our season in March. I believe it's March 23rd. We start in Atlanta, and I believe we're going to be on Must See TV. But if you want to follow us right now, we have an Instagram page, which is Team Combat League. So just if you just go on Instagram and hit up Team Combat League, we're on Instagram.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Also, too, going back to Bad Chaz mentioning that we went to go watch the tryouts, Ricky Funes had invited us over to go to his gym. And when we went, I remember seeing a guy that he didn't have a babysitter, and he took his newborn baby to the tryouts. And man, this guy just looked hungry, man. Yeah. He just looked like he looked fit, man. He was just ready to go. And his last resort was to take his baby with him and try out. And ever since then, I was just like, man, at all costs, these guys are ready to go in there and earn a name from themselves. And I thought that was super cool. And, everybody around that gym was looking after his kid. And I just felt like, man, this is a good community to be involved in.
Absolutely. The boxing community is a family, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know what I mean? So if somebody hurts somebody in the boxing community, it's going to be found out really quick. And as long as it took you to get in the boxing community, hey, it could be a snap of a finger and you're out, man. Because it's all about trust and about family in the boxing community. And Ricky Funes, his gym out there is a great gym. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's family oriented. I know he's got his daughters in there all the time. He's got the barbershop next door. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's centered around family and around, good family values. And I think one of the best things that Team Combat League did was pick up Ricky Funes as a coach, because he's going to set the mark. He's going to set the example. He's going to set the precedent for up and coming fighters and up and coming coaches, and he just makes a good mark for the Team Combat League. He's a great representative of the league.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Awesome, Robert. Speaking of BoxRec, as I was doing some research, Robert, I found a fighter by the name of Robert Tapia. Was that you by chance?
The 0-4-1?
Yeah.
That's me. That's me.
Nice, bro. Hey, salute, brother.
That's me. Hey, you just got to know your spots sometimes. You know what I mean? If you can't make it, you can't make it, man.
Yeah.
But you can see, you can tap on there and you can go under Inspector. I got endless fights, as far as being with the Texas Boxing Commission. I've done fights all the way up, from Manny Pacquiao, Margarito, Manny Pacquiao, Claudio.
Right.
I was Edwin Valero. I did him with Pitalua. Just some great fights I've been involved in. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., John Duddy in the Sun Bowl, Oscar De La Hoya, and what was his name? Patrick Charpentier in the Sun Bowl.
Oh,
what I mean? So I've been involved with some pretty big fights.
Yeah. No, much respect, Robert.
Diaz. So yeah, it goes on. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, no, much respect, Robert. That's awesome, man. And we salute you on that. Any last words for the boxing world, the boxing fans, that you would like to say to them?
I just want to say, really, that. Just like my boy right here, the neighborhood hero, man. I come from a small town, and I say I'm from El Paso because nobody ever knows where Anthony, New Mexico is at. It's just a little small town on the other side of El Paso. So I come from a small town. I just want everybody to know, all the kids growing up and stuff like that. If you got a dream, man, just follow it. And anything is possible. Even from a small town, big town, whatever. You just trust in God, and the road is endless. And any kids out there having trouble, any kids out there dealing with drugs, dealing with gangs, dealing with there's a way out of all that, man. And it's called boxing. And yes. that was my way out. I was in trouble when I was young. I had a little bit of trouble when I was older, and my way out was through boxing, man, and through God. So, I just want everybody to keep their faith and know that they can do it, man. And I love the boxing world out there, and it's made me a great living.
Beautifully said, Robert. We agree 100%. We want to thank you for being on the DL Boxing Podcast. Hopefully we could chat, once the league is underway and it's banging.
Absolutely.
And
I'd be honored to be back, man. DL Podcast, man. You guys are great.
Thank you, brother.
You, Robert.
Appreciate it, man. And well, we'll sign off, and you have a great night, Robert.
All right, you too, brother. Love you guys. Bye.
Good night, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, it's time to recap the fights that occurred last weekend. And boy, were they action-packed fights. Nice to watch, guys. Did you guys enjoy the fights last week?
Oh, I did, man. It was a real treat.
Awesome, man. So let's take a look at the ESPN Plus main event where we had unified light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev stop a game Anthony Yarde in the 8th round, guys. Beautiful fight. Round of applause to you guys. That's what boxing's all about, right, guys? Yeah. What can I say? Artur Beterbiev, powerful man. What'd you think, Bad Chaz?
Oh, you know what? I think Yarde, he did a great job at the beginning, doing boxing, you know what I mean? And it looked like it was a pretty close fight,
It was.
Until, you started seeing Beterbiev crack that right hand. And I mean, there was a couple times where you got a little sound clip of his right hand landing.
You could hear the thudding, how heavy his punches were, man. And you're right, Anthony Yarde opened the fight, boxing well off the jab, doing the check left hooks, catching Beterbiev. And Beterbiev felt some of those punches, right? There was a couple times where he kind of backtracked, on the back foot a little bit, which made the fight very interesting. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, how'd you see that fight, man?
You know what? I was very impressed with Yarde, man.
Right.
I thought kind of like Beterbiev would have went in there and just kind of like demolished him, dude.
Right.
But that wasn't the case. And Yarde, man, he went in there to fight, dude, and he caught him with some great shots. He even cut him, man.
Yeah.
And he kind of like hurt Beterbiev, I want to say at least two or three times.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. But man, Beterbiev is just that good. He's just that solid, dude.
Yeah.
And he just won't quit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And gosh, that was a great fight, dude. Way to start the year,
Right.
man.
I love the fight. It just the pressure of Beterbiev just zapped the energy out of Yarde, I felt. You could tell by the 4th, 5th round that, Yarde was feeling the pressure and the punches, obviously. The pain, man. And, like you said, like Bad Chat said, it was a tight fight, right? You could have had either one, winning the fight on the scorecards. And in fact, 2 of the 3 judges had Yarde winning at the time of the stoppage.
I don't agree with that, though. I definitely thought Beterbiev was winning. I mean, not like how they were. I want to say it was pretty close to an even fight.
Yeah,
I want to say
surprised
that, but they had Yarde just
that.
just beating them pretty easily at the time. So I want to say I didn't agree with the judges.
That wasn't
man.
the case, right? I mean,
that wasn't the case at all.
But what can we say? Beterbiev catches Yarde while he's punching, right? Catches him with a big right that just had him on Queer Street. And then, man, he knocked him down. Yeah, he knocked him down. He gets up. Referee tells him the fight. Beterbiev puts on the attack again. And then the cornerman jumps up on the ring, saying, my fighter's had enough. And boy, what a win by Beterbiev. He puts another, stamp, as being arguably the best light heavyweight champion right now. We know we have Bivol out there, which would be a great fight. But you know what? Now after thinking about it, I don't think that fight might not happen this year because of the mandatories, right? Neighborhood hero. What do you think about that, man?
You know what I think? Yeah, Beterbiev will probably take his mandatory. And I think Bivol. I mean, who does Bivol have to face? I mean, who's
that's the thing. That's the thing. Bivol. I think his year will be entertained by another Canelo rematch.
You're right. You're right.
It's
so they might have another fight before they get to that undisputed.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But what a fight. Bad Chaz, I was up on my feet.
It was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Artur Beterbiev on a fantastic win.
Congrats.
Yep. All right, guys, let's turn our attention to the DAZN fight. This was in California, right? Where was it? Inglewood?
Inglewood, yeah.
Inglewood,
at YouTube
right?
Center or something like that.
And we had in the main event, we had Alexis Rocha. He scored an impressive 7th round knockout over George Ashie, a late replacement.
Yeah.
Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, what'd you think of Rocha's performance?
You know what? Again, I was impressed with Ashie. He was the B-side, but he came up from 135 to 147 with 2 weeks notice.
Dang.
You know what I mean? And he put on a good show, I thought. He was able to hurt Rocha a couple times and work the body. But at the same time, Alexis Rocha was just too big, too smart, just had more experience. And, he ended up delivered that crazy right hook, man, that knocked him out. But, I know Rocha lost to Alice, right?
I believe so.
And I want to say that's his next shot before he goes after Crawford or
you're probably right
Spence
there,
or any of these other guys. Because he didn't look that impressive to me. I felt like he should have took Ashie out a little sooner and looked a little bit better to fight, the likes of like a Crawford or a Spence or something. Or,
he
or
did
even
put on a show for
Ortiz.
the fans, though. The fans seemed like they loved the show.
Yeah.
And it
You're
was
right
a
there.
spectacular knockout. But no, well said, neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. Speaking of Crawford, Bad Chaz, we saw a picture of Crawford with Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. What do you think is going on there, man?
Oh, you know what, man? It's kind of odd. I don't know what exactly is going on. I have a couple ideas. I don't know if he's just trying to, and make some easy money like he did on Black Prime and just,
Shop around,
and just outbox these younger 147 pounders, or if he's basically trying to, get Oscar to make this fight that, he could have in Texas that would possibly, rub Spence the wrong way, and if they do make a deal, he's going to get exactly what he wants, and I don't know if that's what he's kind of using to kind of use as some kind of leverage to possibly make Spence rethink about, hey, when we talk about making a fight, like give me what I want and things will happen. But so I don't know if he's trying to make some other fight, with maybe like Virgil or something in Texas, to where it might just think, hey, Spence should have took it when you had it, like.
Yeah. And I hope they do. Honestly, that's a good point. And I hope Crawford does fight the likes of Rocha or Ortiz and make it a mega fight.
That might be the road, right?
Yeah.
Rocha and then Ortiz, right?
I mean, I would. I think I would love to see Ortiz before I would see Rocha fight Crawford. But I think, like, you're right. Like, Rocha needs to go back and face his opponent that
Ellis.
he had. Ellis.
But I think Golden Boy has other plans on
Yeah,
that.
dude, man. They got their thinking caps on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so they're going to throw Rocha in the mix with Crawford, get him that fight under Golden Boy, and then maybe the big one with Ortiz, which means bad news for us fans. We won't get Spence Crawford anytime soon, right? All right, well, congratulations to Alexis Rocha on a big knockout win.
Yeah, congrats, man.
All right, guys, it's Fight Week. All right, guys, well, let's start with the big fights on ESPN Plus, which will be this Friday, February 3rd, in Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios and Bad Chaz will be in attendance. Is that correct, guys?
Yes, we will.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got our tickets.
Yep.
Yeah.
So look out for them if you guys are in attendance as well. But let's look at the card. Top Rank has Nico Ali Walsh going up against Eduardo Ayala in a 6-rounder. Bad Chaz, Nico Ali Walsh in his last fight, he ended up winning a tough decision. How do you think Ali Walsh wants to rebound in this next fight?
You know what? Just clean up some of his skills. You know what I mean? Maybe keeping his head off the line. You know what I mean? Just becoming a little more defensively sound and just kind of showcasing a little more of his skills. And just looking a little cleaner as he progresses and to I guess. And more of a prospect.
Yeah,
he can grow from that prospect
to eventually a contender, maybe at the end of this year, maybe
absolutely,
right? Yeah. Well said, Bad Chaz. Also on the card we have Emiliano El General Vargas. He scored an emphatic knockout in his last fight. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. He goes up against Francisco Duque in a 4-rounder. Can we expect more of the same?
I think so, man. I'm a big supporter of the Vargas dynasty, and this is one of the fights that I want to watch. And, man, I think he looks impressive again, dude. And he's just, dude, he's a special fighter, too.
He's
when I talked about Bam being special, I kind of like told you guys early on, dude, watch this guy. Vargas is the same way, dude.
He has those angles and
he's
speed,
just
power.
He's just a great fighter, man. Dude, smart fighter, and I can't wait, man.
Yeah. Well said. Also on the Top Rank card, we have Tulsa's own Richard Torrez Jr. He will take on James Bryant in a 6-round heavyweight bout. Bad Chaz, what could we expect from Richard Torrez Jr.?
Oh man, pressure fast. It's coming. As soon as that bell rings, he's coming at you. You know what I mean? He's swinging. He's got a lot of power. He throws, handful of punches that have power. It's not one or two. It's probably 3 or 5.
Yeah, excellent. It almost sounds like you're describing the Team Combat League there, huh? He just has one round, he's going to take you out, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy to have in their team, man.
Yeah, but we expect likely another knockout by Torres. What do you think, neighborhood hero?
I'm thinking 2nd, 3rd round this time.
Yeah. So he will be on Showcase on that card as well. Moving along, guys, we have the co-main event, which is Jose Pedraza versus Arnold Barboza Jr. in a 10-round bout. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, what can you tell us about these fights?
You know what? I'm big again on Arnold Barboza, dude. Yeah. And you guys all know Jose Pedraza's game, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is going to be a big test for Barboza. But at the same time, dude, I think he answers and you know what? He looks impressive, dude. And he hopefully goes after Teofimo because he's been calling out Teofimo and Teofimo doesn't want any, dude.
Yeah.
But keep your eye on this guy, man.
He's more of the high-risk, low-reward fighter, right?
Exactly.
Nobody wants to fight Barboza Jr. But hopefully he makes a statement, you know, a statement, and they can't avoid him, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that bout as well, guys. And then, let's go to the main event of that card. We have the return of Emanuel El Vaquero Navarrete. This bout is against Liam Wilson. Let me say who he's fighting. This bout is for the vacant WBO junior lightweight title. So the WBO title is on the line here. Maybe a mismatch? Bad Chaz, what do you think, man?
You know what? I'm not too sure. Navarrete, he's moving up in weight, right?
I think he is.
He's going from 126 to 130.
I believe so.
You know what I mean? So I think, you know what I mean? I think he might have a little bit easier of a time, and I think he's probably wanting to step into a new division with, you know, not too much of a threatening.
Right. Get his feet wet.
Good point.
Yeah, get his feet wet.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you know what, dude? Like one of the main reasons I wanted to go to this fight is because I thought Navarrete was fighting Oscar Valdez.
Oh, boy.
And man, I love both of these fighters, and I'm like, man,
That
what
would've
a
been
treat!
something, right?
You know what I mean?
And wasn't that the case?
Well, the thing is Oscar got hurt.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not
Yeah.
exactly sure what his injury was, but man, I was so bummed, dude. Even though it's a great card,
No, it is.
and there's all these
Action
fighters I love, but that would have just made it that much better, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like Navarrete is just gonna just dismantle this guy, hit him from all angles, dude. He's not gonna be able to keep up. And you know what? Tom told us that he's familiar with Wilson.
Yeah,
and,
brother Tom, I don't know what
he
to tell
doesn't.
you.
He doesn't know if Wilson can stand up to that threat that Navarrete brings. But we'll see. We'll be there in attendance. So hopefully it's a good fight. We always want to see a good fight.
Yeah. Well said, neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. That is this Friday, February 3rd on ESPN Plus. All right, guys, let's cover the fights that will be on DAZN from New York on Saturday, February 4th. It's women's night, man. Undisputed women's night.
Right.
We have 130-pound Alycia Baumgardner, who is the WBC, WBO, and IBF junior lightweight champion, taking on Elhem Mekhaled over 10 rounds. The vacant WBA title is also on the line, so that's what makes it undisputed. The winner will get all 4 belts. What can I say? I am very interested in seeing Alycia Baumgardner back in the ring, especially after the win over Michaela Mayer. As I say, once you become champion, you know you're 20% better, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that fight, Bad Chaz?
Oh, you know what? I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think that it's a great matchup and it's a great card, you know, to watch the women's boxing just grow and prosper.
It is.
I think Baumgartner's just super athletic, talented, and just on her A game right now. As far as her opponent that she's facing, I don't really know too much about her, but I see a decision. You know, Baumgardner getting the decision.
Yeah. Well said, Bad Chaz. How about you, neighborhood hero Ryan Rios?
You know what? Actually, I'm rooting for Mekhaled, and I want her to upset, you know, Baumgardner. Because I feel like Michaela Mayer won that last fight.
Yeah,
really?
I know.
I'm still holding on to that.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm still holding on to that. I guess I'm being a poor sport. But at the same time, you know, Baumgardner didn't want to offer a rematch. So I'm thinking if Mekhaled wins, Mayer will fight Michaela for undisputed,
That's a
and then
good point.
Baumgardner will want to, you know, finally challenge her for that rematch. And we'll see who the true winner is on that one. So I'm looking forward to it. Plus, Michaela also responded to our Instagram message, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
So,
she voted for herself, which is self-confidence, right? You always got to respect that. You got to believe, right? You got to believe to give yourself a chance to win. And that's a good point, neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. I personally think Baumgardner should, like you said, with her athleticism, her boxing skills. She's being trained actually by Tony Harrison.
Oh, wow.
Who was scheduled to fight Tim Tszyu in March, which I found interesting. But I mean, I think she's the real deal, and she should be able to outpoint Mekhaled over 10 rounds, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, and let's move on to the main event of that card. We have the return of Amanda Serrano, the WBC, WBO, and IBF featherweight champion. She will take on Erika Cruz, who is the WBA featherweight champ, over 10 rounds. Again, the winner becomes undisputed featherweight champion. This one's exciting as well. Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios, what you think, man?
You know, I'm a big Amanda Serrano fan, and I think she makes it look easy, dude. Yeah. And she's still hungry, and she wants to go after Taylor, man, to make it
that rematch, right?
Exactly, dude. So I think Amanda Serrano will stop her within 10 rounds, and then she'll face Taylor.
Yeah, good point. We were looking at a footage of Erika Cruz, and she's kind of like a come forward fighter, right? We're like looking at each other like, I think Serrano's going to pick her apart, right? What do you think, Batchez?
Yeah, I totally agree. She's got some wide swinging hands, you know what I mean? That are, and you know, you watch Serrano, and she's just nice, tight, compact. Her punches, you know, they come straight, you know what I mean? And I think that, you know, she's just going to get dotted up if she comes in swinging like that. You know, you got Serrano, she's a southpaw, and you have her opponent, she's a southpaw as well. Not too often, you know what I mean? You get a fight where you get both opponents that are southpaws, and I mean, and it's in the women's fight. It's going to be a real treat to see two female southpaws against each other. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm just wanting to see Serrano and Taylor again. I think that, you know, let's just get this one out of the way, and then let's just start aiming for that one again.
Yeah, this is going to be in New York also, and then like. You know, Franco said, man, when he went to Japan, just the crowd was on, you know, his opponent's side. Yeah, right. So I think Serrano's going to have that advantage with the crowd also too, and that kind of persuades the judges a little bit too. So I don't see Serrano losing, man. I see her, you know, going in there and handling business, and then hopefully we get that Taylor fight.
Yeah, and hopefully the judges don't become part of the outcome.
Exactly.
I feel Serrano has the power to put down an oncoming Cruz, maybe late, maybe 8th, 9th, 10th round, last round, should be able to stop her and move on to that big rematch against Katie Taylor, man. Which would be a great fight to watch again. All right, guys. Well, that concludes our podcast. Fun one tonight, man.
Yeah, awesome,
learning about that Team Combat League was fascinating.
Yep.
I can't wait to let it, you know, see it unfold. Watch the first one in Atlanta, like Robert Tapia said. Shout out to Robert Tapia. Thank you again for coming on to the DL Boxing Podcast and giving us all that information. Anybody want to shout out Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios?
Yeah, I want to shout out Laura at Michael Carvajal's gym. And I talked to her earlier, dude, and she had mentioned that she would like us to go visit her gym and check it out. So I'm thinking maybe Friday before the fights, man, we can go out there and maybe, you know, just say hi, and then we can shoot out to the fights afterwards.
That would be awesome, man. You guys have a big weekend coming up, man.
Exciting.
I hope everything goes well for you guys, and you guys get some footage. And enjoy yourselves. Anybody you want to shout out, Batchez?
Oh, you know what? Just the people, their subscribers, you know, that support the channel, you know what I mean? The people we've had around since day one, you know what I mean? I just want to say thank you and just appreciate your support, you know what I mean? And just keep watching because we got great content coming, and boxing's a great sport, you know what I mean? So just enjoy it, man, because it's just something that's special. So thanks again.
Yeah, 100%. With that said, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like, share, we would greatly appreciate that. Shout outs to sound guy Rob, cameraman Liam. Thank you guys for your help.
Thank you, guys.
With that said, I am Coach D, along with Bad Chaz, and Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios, and we're out, guys.